Because I'm telling you, I'm never going to be waking up at 5 a.m. I've just come to terms with my body loves sleep. I actually used to train clients before I had a 6 a.m. and a 7 a.m. And I just got to the point where I realized for me, I don't want to do that. I would always be tired and not feeling great. So now the earliest I will ever wake up is 7 a.m. Unless, of course, like I have to for whatever reasons. But the earliest I work is 8 a.m. So
honestly, 6 a.m. is actually is like a commitment.
It really is. Because when you're waking up at like 5:30.
I don't even think I could like interact with someone at 6 a.m.
It was tough. It was tough. And my clients, though, are also kind of like, you could tell they're still waking up.
Yeah.
So my energy is way low, but theirs are too.
That's how my 7 and my 8 a.m. clients are. They're always like low energy sometimes. But sometimes tell me like, oh yeah, I just chugged a cup of coffee before this. So I'm like, hey, me too.
Totally. Oh, by the way, I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Is that your brand?
Yeah, Pascual Performance. I need a bigger logo though. I do like your sweater though.
Yeah, I have the good size logo.
Dude, I need a sweater right now.
Lock sweater, bro.
Dude, that looks really nice and looks very comfy because I'm freezing right now.
Guys, we have a great episode today. Today's episode is all about pros and cons of couples training. So couples training can be training with your significant other, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever. It could refer to just simply having a workout partner, someone who you both work out together. And there's a lot of benefits of that, but there are some potential drawbacks if you don't do it the right way. So today we're going to dive into both the pros and the cons and who we think would benefit from partner training. So
exactly. Brandon,
go into some pros for us.
So a lot of pros for couple training is it's very convenient for people's time, especially if someone has like a set schedule. A trainer could just say, hey, you could train with this client at the same time. And it's like, boom, all right, partner training it is. And also it helps foster people's relationships as well, especially if you're working out with your significant other. You can use that time as almost like a date.
That's what I've actually been doing for the past 2 months now. My buddy and me, we blocked off Tuesday and Thursday, 1:30 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m., and we meet each other, we talk about our day, we get our workout in together, and we've definitely, our relationship has improved, and we're just, we enjoy it. It's like something we look forward to. It's fun to catch up with your friend and also have a workout at the same time. It doesn't feel like a chore. It's an exciting thing we both look forward to doing.
It's like when I have friends that I haven't visit San Diego. They're like, oh, we should get a workout in sometime. So I'm like, all right, cool. We'll work out together.
Totally.
That's another benefit. And also another benefit is that it might be more enjoyable and fun throughout the whole workout. Because, some people have those workouts where it's like, oh, shit, I hate working out. I hate doing those squats and those deadlifts. But then when you have, someone else there with you, it makes it more fun, and it also keeps you more accountable.
Yeah, with my buddy, we're motivating each other, we're pushing each other, we're talking a little shit. It's just an enjoyable thing. And I even have some couples I train, and it's so fun. You can just see them growing closer as couples throughout this kind of mutual challenge that they're encountering together, right? Like working out's not easy, so you'll see kind of a mutual respect for them, or maybe that one of the clients, the girlfriend, she pushes a little past a point she'd never really pushed before. I have a client right now where the girlfriend had these mental blocks and she'd never really been able to progress, and we finally got her over that, and she hit a personal record, and she was so happy, and you could just tell her boyfriend was really proud of her, and it was this really cute moment. They hugged after she hit her personal record.
Okay, there we go.
And it was a sweet thing. Or I have some other couples too, to where I can just tell it's nice. They get off work and they talk about their day, they debrief after work while getting a good workout in. So it can be a really fun, positive thing.
Definitely. And that's why this is very different from couple training, but group classes. When I used to do a lot of CrossFit classes, the group classes, I would honestly just go there just for the social aspect. Totally. Just seeing the friends I made there and say what's up, catch up for a bit. Totally. So I definitely see that as a big pro, especially when you're training with someone else in the room.
Yeah, and I think generally, I don't think group classes are going to be as conducive to most people's goals, but couples training definitely can be. The last big pro I can think of is accountability, right? There was a day where my buddy hadn't texted me, and I felt something was up, and I said, I'm going to see you at 1:30, right? And he texted me, dude, he literally said, it's raining outside, and I'm like, yeah, the gym we work out at has an outdoor area, but it also has a giant indoor area. I text him, "This is the worst excuse I've ever heard. I will see you at 1:30." And then he just doesn't reply. And I'm wondering in my mind, I'm like, is he going to show up? Sure enough, he shows up.
Nice.
He sheepishly looks at me and he's like, "You're right. Like, I was making excuses. I'm here now." And we had a great workout. So there's that accountability aspect as well.
Yeah, I kind of tell someone like, "Hey, you're on your bullshit right now. You better hit the gym. Stop making excuses."
Yeah, or even from a diet standpoint, like, you know, I have some clients where I'll talk to one of them about their diet, and the other person might have not been doing quite as well as the other couple. And there will be kind of that element where they'll be looking at them like, "No, you definitely," they'll call them out on their bullshit a little bit. Because they have the knowledge I don't have. They might give some excuse to me and I'll be like, "Oh, that is tough. You know, we'll try to work around that, but that's tough." And they'll look at them, "What are you talking about? No, you didn't have to eat that." And then that bullshit is called out.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. It's a side story right here. I used to do house calls for this one patient for her hip rehab, and her mom would always be in the room. And I would always ask the patient, like, "Hey, you've been doing your hip exercises, right?" She's like, "Yeah, I do them every day." And the mom in the background was just like nodding her head, like, "No, she hasn't." I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, this girl's just flat out lying to me.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yep.
So next we're going to jump into the cons. Now, I don't think all of these are actually truly cons. It's cons if you don't do it correctly. So there's right ways and there's wrong ways to engage in couple or partner training. So the first one is going to be that if you both are just doing the same program, then it's not going to be specific to the individual, right? So maybe one person has a certain set of goals that they want to relieve the pain in their shoulder, they want to grow their butt, and they want to lose fat overall. And the other person simply just wants to get a really jacked chest. Well, those are different goals, and if both of the people are just doing the same exercises, somebody is getting a little shortchanged on their goals there. So the benefit of working with a trainer like myself is obviously I structure workouts in a way where, okay, I know that, you know, this person has these goals, his partner has these other goals. I'm going to have them do some exercises together so they have that fun couple element, but I'm also going to make sure that I'm attacking also those separate individual goals so that they're not just doing the same program and then somebody's getting shortchanged on what their goals really are.
Yeah, that is very beneficial because when I tried doing partner training with some of my clients is that one of them has like a shoulder injury, so they can't really bring their arm back all the way for a back squat, but the other person has a lower back pain injury. So it's like, okay, so I had to find what can I do to work around this person and what can I do to work around the other person.
Yeah.
So it is a little tough to kind of tell them, hey, you both have individual goals. But I kind of still made it work to where it's like they'll warm up together, but then apart, I kind of have them do different stuff. So that's where like the cons, that's where like that strong con comes in of like specific to the individual, especially with injury history and any kind of specific mobility limitation to the person.
Totally. And even like with myself, like obviously I'm a professional. I take time to really craft these programs thinking about both people's individual needs. There's still an element where if I have person A doing this thing over here, I'm not going to be able to watch person B quite as closely. Like there's always just going to be an element of, it's not optimal 100%, right? That's just how it is. So something I'll do myself with my training is obviously I'm training with my buddy right now, and we both have the goal of just gaining muscle overall, so we're doing the specific program. But I also know that before my workouts, I really like to take time to warm up my knees and my shoulders because I have some past pain with it, and I also just want to be really cautious overall. So I make sure to get to the workouts 20 to 30 minutes early to do this whole warm-up routine before, because I know that my buddy, I tell him all the time, you need to warm up more, but he just comes in and warms up on the exercise. He does nothing. So if I come at the same time as him, I'm going to feel this pressure of like, I don't want to keep him waiting. Like, let me just jump into the workout and get started. But that's actually going to be counterproductive to what my body needs. So I make sure to know, okay, I'm going to come a little early, do this whole warm-up. I have these mini shoulder workouts I do. I'm going to do on my own time as well. Also, I have some specific lagging body parts or just body parts that I want to grow muscle on specifically. Like my chest I really want to bring up. He doesn't feel the same. So I actually have structured our workouts in a way where we do these 3 big workouts together, but then I have these mini workouts where I might focus on some things that I want to put more time into on my own, because if we just did the same thing, we're never going to address those individual needs.
Exactly. And I remember when I used to have a workout partner back in college, when we would come in like in the morning, like we would always try to do the same exact exercise. But there were times where like I was still dealing with like my lower back pain.
Yeah.
Where I was like, yo, I don't think I could do this exercise. So I would literally just like do the exercise like in mode, because I didn't have that knowledge yet of resting the exercise.
Sure.
So I would literally just like either push through it, or I would just do like a half-ass squat or something, or like a half-ass deadlift.
Totally.
Yep. And also I feel like another con for partner training is also if someone has a bigger like if there's like a big conditioning level significance from the other partner. Let's say like someone who's just starting works out with someone who's an experienced weightlifter. You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of have to, I guess, give more attention to that person who's new, so you can check out their form, because I'm pretty sure they're more prone to a lot of limitations and stability issues, versus someone who is more experienced. You're gonna have to just you won't even have to check that much. You'll just have to make sure that he's being challenged appropriately.
Totally.
And I feel like when that happens, especially if they're doing the same exercise, unless equipment is available, you'll have to keep re-racking weights, putting it on, taking it off. And to me, I feel like that's like a kind of like a very inconvenience.
No, it is. And another thing I would add as a con as well is, are your mindsets and commitment levels the same? Because for the longest time, obviously right now I've been working out with a workout partner, because I found someone who we have a similar drive, similar goals, similar mindset, and it works great. But for probably like 2 years before, I didn't work out with other people, because I had tried in the past, and I always found that I would go in with a certain energy, a certain discipline, and they would come in and they would say, you know, oh, like let's just skip calves at the end. Or I just see that they weren't really pushing hard and they were leaving something in the tank. And then maybe I would tell them, you had 3 more, like next round, let's get more. And they would be maybe resistant. They'd be like, no, I didn't. And you just don't want to be working out with someone who doesn't share your energy. If they're going to make excuses, if they're not going to push themselves to the same level of intensity that you are, if they just don't take it as seriously, you don't want to prioritize, you know, your time with someone like that. And that's with anything in life. Even this weekend, I wasn't able to work out with the guy I've been working out with. So I had an open workout. So I extended to a friend who kept asking me all the time, like, oh, I want to work out with you. I want to work out with you. And I knew in the back of my mind, like, you know, how he doesn't really take things as seriously as I do. But, you know, I haven't seen him in a while. Like, let me invite him. Well, sure enough, he doesn't text me until 12 a.m. Last night. He says, are we still on? Or, you know, he didn't say, he said, are you still going? When I specifically said to him, I will be at the gym at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. I would love if you came. And the reason I framed it that way is I wasn't going to be like, oh, like, can we move it to 11? I wasn't going to negotiate, because I already knew there was a huge chance he was going to flake anyway.
Oh, shit.
I wasn't going to compromise my goals for that person. And you can tell I'm a little annoyed right now.
I know.
I'm venting a little bit right now.
It's Sunday, guys. It's Sunday, by the way.
Yeah, that was this morning. He didn't come. He never responded to me. But that's really the mindset, right? Is you don't want to compromise your own goals or your own commitment when somebody else isn't going to value it the same way as you do.
Yeah. And I feel like that's important, especially if like you try to train with your significant other, because I'm pretty sure like unless you've found someone who has like the same conditioning, mobility, and same mindset as you, like your significant other most likely isn't on the same level as you in terms of like working out. So it's either that if like let's say if one critiques the other on form, or like it's like, hey, you should go lighter or you should go heavier, then the other one could get defensive as well. So I feel like there's like that boundary where it's like you either have a workout partner that will push you, or you have a significant other that will just like be there for social support. You know what I mean? Yeah,
like there's definitely nice things to work out with your SO. And I will make the habit of maybe if I have like a little ab workout my girlfriend wants to do. Sure, I'll take 10 minutes to do that with you, or maybe we'll do some yoga together. Like there's a lot of like healthy activities that I'll make sure to do with my girlfriend. But when it comes to my training, she's actually kind of like, not complain, but just like express to me like, oh, like why do you never want to work out with me? And I tell her again and again, our goals are very different.
Yeah.
I want to gain as much muscle as I can. And because of that, I have certain training styles where I will do an exercise close to failure and I will just rest until I'm ready to do that again. You love your little circuit workouts, and that's cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but that is not conducive to my goals. And I don't want to compromise my goals. So she's understood. She's like, oh, okay, like, that makes sense. But
Nice.
we kind of compromise by still doing some other activities together sometimes.
There you go. Yeah, I'll say me and Paige, we were on MAPS Anabolic, that workout program. So we were all like on the same program for pretty much the same time frame. So we were actually doing the same thing. So we were able to like share the same squat rack, share the same bench, like when you go to a commercial gym. So it was pretty fun doing that. But now we're gonna be on different programs, and usually when we are on different programs, we'll drive to the gym together, and then we'll probably just warm up together and then not see each other until the end of the workout.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
You can still incorporate your partner or your friend, whoever, into your fitness goals,
and you're still
right?
keeping them accountable.
There's that accountability
Yeah.
element, but then you're not compromising what you want to do.
Exactly.
And something that's really fun that I like to do with a lot of my couples clients is maybe they have drastically different goals. So for like 45 minutes, 50 minutes of this hour workout, we're doing separate things, in the same area so that they can kind of talk to each other and stuff. But at the end, then maybe I'll have them do some core exercises, like partner core exercises, or something that's fun and a kind of a bonding experience. Yeah. Because then they still leave feeling that they had that connection, but they still have that individualized workout. So, Brandon, who would you say ultimately couples workouts or partner workouts are good for? What is a good candidate for a partner's or couples workout?
I feel like it would be someone who's just starting out and sees working out as something mundane or something as like a heavy task or a burden. Someone who wakes up in the morning, wants to get healthy, but it's like, oh, I have to work out. Oh, this sucks. You know what I mean? Like, they have a negative attitude with working out. I would say they would actually benefit from some kind of couple or partner workout, because one, they'd probably look forward to going to those workouts if it's someone like a friend or someone fun that they know. And also it'll keep them accountable of actually staying consistent on a plan. Yeah,
and then even with someone who's more of a beginner, it's okay if you're not doing the perfectly optimized workout to your goals. Like, if you're a beginner, the most important thing is just building that consistency in the gym. So if you're doing something that maybe it's focusing a little less on the arms than you'd like, but without this partner, you probably just wouldn't be at the gym at all.
Yeah.
Let's not get caught up in the nuances. Just be happy that you're building that consistency. So that's a really good candidate. Someone who I think is not a good candidate for it would be someone who is very serious about their goals, has a very, very specific plan that they want to follow, and they don't want to compromise that. Because that's kind of where I'm at.
I was going to say, just like you.
Yeah, I really don't like it when I have this plan I've made for myself. I go into the gym and someone's like, I don't really like that exercise. Let's do this instead. And I'm looking at them like, no, this is like week 3 of 6 in this phase. Like, I have progressed the last 2 weeks. I'm thinking I might hit a PR on this exercise today. Absolutely. I am not
tell them you're not my trainer. Tell them you're not my trainer.
Yeah, like, it really gets on my nerves. So, I'm not a good candidate generally for it. Luckily, recently I found someone who's a great fit, but I also know that down the line our goals might shift, and then we might stop training together for a time. That's just how it goes.
What would you recommend as like a very efficient one-on-one kind of partner training for people to kind of like avoid those cons that we just mentioned?
What do you mean, like with like a personal trainer?
Or it could be with a personal trainer, or if they think you're better off with like one-on-one sessions.
You're saying if they are to do partner training, what's the best way to structure it?
Yeah.
I think it would be to come in, do a warm-up together, talk to each other, just talk about what's been going on in your life, start the workout. Maybe at the beginning, you can structure like an initial exercise together. So maybe you both want to start your workout with back squats. That's great, whatever. Yeah. Whatever that is, you can have like one workout to start with. Then from there, disperse, go do what you plan for your individual goals. At the end, come back together, maybe do some accessory work together, some abs, something like that. Some stretching at the end of it. Debrief, how was the workout? And then, either go your separate ways, or if you drove together, go together. But I think that's a good way to do it, because, we just never want to compromise what we have come here to do.
Exactly, and that's really it pretty much. You want to make sure that that you and your partner are there to get healthy and also to bond as well. so you guys could either start your journey into fitness or either stay on your fitness plan.
Totally. And the last thing I'll really say about it is, it's okay sometimes to not be perfectly optimal, right? Like if your priority in life right now is spending quality time with your partner, maybe your schedules are so hectic and crazy, you're barely seeing each other. And you know that, right now, the only time we really get to see each other is at the gym. I know that my schedule, my workout is not going to be the perfect one, but that's not what's important right now. Spending time with my partner is important. And I'm willing to compromise this one area of my life a little bit to, prioritize this other area. So it's all individual.
It's important to like shift your mindset into that, you'd say.
Yeah, because just making gains in the gym is not always the most important thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes it might be one of the more important things. So guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please give this video a like, share it with a friend, subscribe to the YouTube channel, or follow the podcast if you were listening on Spotify. Brandon, what is a call to action we could really give our audience today?
Right now, if you've had any experience working out with a partner at all in the past or right now, share your experience with us. Send us a comment or send us a DM.
Yeah, and if you are interested in partner training, I offer that myself. I know Brandon does as well. We are in the San Diego area and would love to work with you. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of Fit Facts. My name is Gabe.
I'm Brandon.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.